Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Castro here at YS Stocks and Options. Right? How you guys doing? Hope you guys are doing fine. This is me here. Just wanted to stop by and really talk about really one topic that we always have a tendency to miss out on every few months or every quarter, that is. And today we're going to be talking about quad witching, right? Quadruple witching. So as many of you may or may not know, so quadruple witching refers to a date on which the stock index futures, right? That's the DIA, SPY, the QQQ, and the Russell 2000. There were stock index options to stock options, and also the single stock futures expire simultaneously, right? We talk about the stock index futures, the stock index options, the stock options, and also the single stock futures. They both, well, all four of them expire simultaneously. Hence, you get the word or the phrase quadruple, right? Quadruple witching. So while the stock options contracts and index expire on the third Friday of every month, all four assets classes expire simultaneously on the third Friday of March, June, September, and also December. So we're going to explore here what exactly does that look like, right? What happens the weeks prior to quadruple witching, right? Again, we're looking at the index futures, the stock index options, the stock options, and also the single stock futures simultaneously expiring the third week of those specific months. Hence the name quadruple witching. So I already had a few things set up here on my trading view account that I was going to go over and discuss with you guys just a little bit in depth. But so what we're looking at right now, we're looking at the S&P 500, right? And we're going to look at and explore each and every one of these months in which we of quadruple witching. And we're going to take a look at what happens the week before and what will be a good setup, understanding each and every one of these months and what happened before and thereafter, right? So for this one here, this quadruple witching here, September, right? September 21st, 2020. And again, it usually falls on the third, right? The third week of the month, those specific month, the March, June, September, and December. So we're going to look at September 2020. Let me start again. 21st September 2020, right? So this is the particular week, right? And you notice that the week prior, right, the stock is trading a little bit higher than the third week, right? So the first week we see September 8th, which is the first week of September, trading a little bit higher, right? It has a low of $330.66, a high of 341. And then the following week, it has a low of roughly 327 and a high of 342. Really key takeaway here is that we notice that these two, right, are much higher than the third week. So we see a decline, right? A big sell-off here, as we would say, forming this, looks like a hammer candlestick pattern here. And we know that a hammer candlestick pattern on the downside, on the downtrend, is indicative of a reversal, right? So kind of sell off here, and then we have a hammer candlestick pattern, or you can call this one a spinning top if you like to, depending on where you see the wicks. And then you see it rallying 2 weeks thereafter, right? Just to recap, right? High, a little bit higher than the third week. And then you see it rising, going higher the following 2 weeks. So this one goes $327.41 on the third week of September, and then it rallies as high as $347, which is $20 2 weeks thereafter, right? So that's what happened in September. So let's look at here, December, weeks prior, right? Low here of 377, high of 371, right? So these two were a little bit higher, and then we see on the third week, boom, right? It opened up at 364.83 and it closed 369, right? But what happens 2 weeks thereafter? Boom, right? 373, right? 381. So you kind of seeing a trend here. The weeks prior, right? They're kind of flat for the most part, but then we see a huge plunge, a sell off on the third week. Right? That's what we see for December. Okay, let's check out this one here, which is March. We got the first week of March, second week, third week. This is coming right off a sell-off, and then we see a spike here into the second week of March, and then we see a sell-off, right? A small little sell-off here, closing out at 389 roughly, right? For the SPY. So the week prior, it opened up at 384, closed at 394 roughly, and then we see it falling, closing at 389. So $5 difference in this one. But really the key takeaway for this though is what happened thereafter, right? After the sell-off here, 2 weeks later, it went from a closing 389 and some change to 2 weeks later, it reached $400, right? That's about $11. And then it kept going even more here for rallying a little bit higher, right? So that was for the month of March, Quadruple Witching March, the third week. As we look and explore into June, see, it's a common theme, right? Trading very closely at the same price the week before, June 1st, the first week of June, to the second week of June. And then we see a sell-off here, right, for the third week of June, which is Quadruple Witching, right? And it's really when the third week is of every month, like you said, like we said before, it's when the stock options contracts and the index expire. But here you see all four of them expiring. Hence, you see a big sell-off, right? It opened up at 424.72 roughly, and it closed that week a little bit lower to 414. It's like $13 lower, right? A lot of trading happening during this week, right? And then it rallied, boom, rallied 2 weeks thereafter, almost 3 weeks. Yeah, 3 weeks. It just rallied, to be honest with you, almost a month later. Why is this important? It's important because it allows you to identify the pattern. And then when you see a pattern, you can actually capitalize and jump into some trades. This one in particular, SPY, seems to be like a really no-brainer, right? If you would just want to try and stab at it, the second week would be a good day to buy puts from what it looks like, right? The second week, into the second week, you can buy the puts on that Friday, second week of September, and then, sell it when you make some profits the third week, right? That's one way to play it. Another way to play it, the third week, you can buy calls on SPY, and just let it rally for 2 weeks, right? Hold contracts for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or even a month, right? If you look at the daily chart, we zoom in a little bit more, right? Something that I'm actually looking into doing myself, that I plan on doing, and I've been doing this for at least a year now. This is the area that I zoomed in, that I had on a weekly chart, right? And each one of the candlesticks representing the week. What I'm looking into doing is seeing the third week. I'm seeing SPY hit that 50-day moving average. When it hits that 50-day moving average, I'm planning to buy calls for like at least 2 weeks out, right? So buying roughly around here 415, right? 2 weeks, selling roughly at 430, right? That's about $18, right? In an upside. And we see this over and over again. Again, my key would be the 50-day moving average, or breaking the 20-day moving average. Like here, I probably would have bought here, right? This being the area, probably would have bought here, or even bought here, or hitting the 50 and then letting it rally for a few weeks, 2 weeks. So, right. Boom. It broke the 20-day moving average, right? I probably would have bought here on the day chart, 363 roughly, and sold around 380 something. So Yeah, I like to look at the moving average as a potential entry point for myself. Anything, if it breaks below the 20-day moving average, is sweet. If it breaks the 50-day moving average, it's even sweeter for me. So that's why I'm looking into playing this particular trade as I've done in the last year or so, and I've actually done pretty well. So hopefully that was helpful. Again, this is us at YS Stocks. Check us out. If you think that this video is informative, share, like, and subscribe. Right? Again, guys, thank you very much for your time. See you at the finish line. Always practice logic over emotions. Peace.